Welcome to the Backrooms, where we go into the background information of our favorite topics and going obscure. My name is Gabe, and I'm your host.
And my name is Matt. And we're back.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled there because I had to remember it off the top of my head because I haven't said it in like a month and a half.
I did too. You're probably all
Yeah.
wondering where we've been. Where have we been,
Yeah.
Gabe?
Well, that's the question.
That is the question.
I personally have been just around, just waiting.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
There's
we
a thing
just been
called a
kind of chilling
job,
out.
children.
Yeah, we have jobs. True.
Yeah. But at my
True.
job, I was the only one left at Christmas time. And so I had like no time for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I get home at night and I go to bed.
So
And I get up and I go to work.
Basically, because of how busy it was over the holidays, we just didn't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Matt though, because
Yeah.
most of Going Obscure season 5 is written, but he edits, so
Yep.
I have all my
Yes.
lines written or recorded and stuff. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, my work's done for me.
But we should be
Not
back
actually.
now for at least
Yeah.
this week,
Plus.
because next
Plus.
week's episode is pretty big, I guess.
Yeah.
You could say.
That's episode 43.
44. This is 43.
44. Oh yes,
this
yes.
is 43.
Sorry.
I think
It's been a month and a half.
I think I'm a little quiet here. I'm gonna get a little closer to the microphone.
But
Mm-hmm.
Matt also got the disease.
I had the Black Plague last week, and so
Yep.
my voice is a little hoarse, and that's also why.
Yeah. We probably would have been back a week early if it wasn't for
Maybe not though.
your voice.
Because since I had the Black Plague, I was able. I got like 5 days off in a row, so I just compiled all the footage for the season. Now the footage is really hard to get. That's the hardest part. Like editing, it's not that hard. But I got all the footage, at least through 47, but not all through, but not 44. That doesn't matter. But I got 45, 46, and 47, and 43.
Yeah, that's technical stuff.
Yep. And then I couldn't record my lines until like this week, because as you can tell, my voice still isn't here.
Yep.
But it's a lot better. I don't know if my voice sounded different in the episode or not.
I don't know.
I think it just sounds bad because it's late at night.
Yeah.
But I got my Joey's World War mug.
You are the Joey's World Tour expert.
Yep. As we established in episode 41 of the Backrooms, I am the third most popular Joey's World Tour YTP maker on YouTube.
Yep.
But I was the number 2. And now I've been dethroned because Chop Chan came back.
What a bad Christmas or what a bad birthday present for you, huh?
Oh yeah, that was like right around my birthday too.
Yeah.
And Gabe
Matt's the big
jobber over here didn't.
Matt's now double digits. He's the big 10.
I'm 10 years old. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
10 years old today.
Double digits.
Yeah, I hit double digits. That's right. I'm 10 years old.
Personally, for me, I'm in the triple digits. 105.
Gabe's 111 years old.
Uh-huh.
And he's with a 10-year-old, which is kind of weird. But sometimes it feels
that way. We're business partners.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Yeah, even though there's like a year difference.
Especially if you look back to like Thorncraft days.
That's true.
When the Gaming Mud or Godzilla Fan 30 collabed with me on my YouTube channel.
That's me.
And I was a little kid, and I used my old voice.
Well, yeah.
And then Gabe's like, yeah, I'm the cool guy. My voice is super low.
Yeah, in reality, there's like a year difference between us.
That's true.
Yeah, he's 10 and I'm 11.
Yep, Gabe's 11 years old and I'm 10. That is correct. And I also got the Black Plague for my birthday, so...
Yeah, tell us about it.
About the Black Plague?
Yeah, tell us about your plague.
My plague was, well, I had a fever. And I had to stay in bed for like 2 days. And I couldn't, Well, I had this ibuprofen right by my bed, or Tylenol, or whatever you want to call it, right by my bed. And it was like, if I take that, I might feel better. Because I had the chills, and I knew I
You
had
had
fever.
chills?
Yeah, I had chills, and
Chills.
I had chills. Number 15, the Black Plague. But I had these chills, because I had the fever. I had the fever. I had
The
the
fever.
scarlet fever.
Oh no.
And the Black Plague. And I was like, I gotta take that ibuprofen. But I was so weak, and I just couldn't reach over and grab it. And it
Oh
was like
dang.
right there by my bed, and I was like, I can't do it. And then eventually I forced myself to do it, and then I felt a little better.
Oh, that's good.
And that was that was like as bad as it got.
Mm.
And then I got better. And I still had like 3 days off till I went back to work. Or school, because I'm back in school now.
Oh.
But that doesn't mean. That don't mean nothing. Because I only got his school 2 days a week. So, and it's only 2 classes, so it's not going to be as bad as last spring. Even though this break has been longer than the one we took last spring. That doesn't matter. But anyway, I had 3 days left before I went back to school. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start going ham. I'm going to go classic ham on Going Obscure, and I'm going to make all this footage.
That's good.
Get it all
be
set
like
up.
the high school days.
Oh, yes.
Like season 1 days when we'd like plug away every week on it. Because we had nothing
actually
better to
wrote
do.
the episodes every week.
Yeah, we do it like, we do it weekly.
That's right. That's right. 1 a week. We actually, like I said, we had to write each episode from scratch.
Yeah, we had to write, record, and edit.
Well, I was able to do that because...
because we had nothing better to do. Yeah, because of the plague.
That was when the plague first started, and we were still in high school.
Yeah, senior year.
Yep. Yes. So what was this episode?
Ah, yes.
We're 7 minutes in.
Agartha.
Agartha, as I call it.
Yeah, it's a hollow earth city, basically, and that's it. But I felt like I wanted to make an episode of it because it's kind of a continuation of the Antarctic Mysteries. Because according to Weirdos Online, Agartha has entrances only in Antarctica.
And,
that's it.
And Arctica.
Antarctica.
Don't forget Arctica.
Yep.
Arctica
but I
has
also
an entrance too.
Yeah. I also added a little extra Antarctic cryptid at the end of the episode that I didn't.
The Texas Stilt Walker.
The Texas Stilt Walker. It was technically more like the giant mutant penguins. It was a cryptid that I didn't know about until after the Antarctic Mysteries episode came out, and I was like, dang, that would be such a good topic that could have been in that episode. So I took the advantage of this one and just added it on at the end. Little bonus, like how Death Dream had liminal spaces added on to the end.
Unfortunately, it had to come from 4chan.
Yeah,
because everybody knows my disdain.
Yeah, I was gonna mention though a little bit ago on this topic that I went on my own little 4chan journey the other day because I saw that for some reason in our analytics for Going Obscure that a large majority of outside sources, like outside links to from wherever to Going Obscure is from 4chan. So I went on my own little search to see what I could find on the X board, like the paranormal board. And interestingly enough, most of our traffic from 4chan is people on the X board looking for smaller channels that mention mysteries that come from the X board. And usually it's people bringing up channels that are similar to us, like Eodoxia Mysteries and Debunk File. And then they always mention Going Obscure, of course, because we're the #1 Going Obscure channel. Just saying, some random user on 4chan said that we're really good at explaining the X mysteries in a concise and fast pace without any extra jokes to bog it down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some jokes here and there, but
yeah, but like
we don't go
nothing.
ham. We don't go
We don't have a
ham.
we don't have a nostalgia critic style like skit that takes up 10 minutes of the video.
No. That'll be fun.
We should do that though. Where like we go on this huge venture, or we have a crossover where like Goose Boost hacks the YouTube video and he's like, "Listen here, bud, I don't like how you stole my thunder," and then we review a movie together.
Essentially, we turned into a Scott the Woz like lore video, where it'll start with us like talking about the topic, and then it'll like go off on this tangent and become like a story.
Yes.
Like the like it's psychedelic, baby, or whatever that college basketball game was that he reviewed, and then he went off on this like story of him like getting abducted by a masked guy.
Or a hooded guy. It's cool to see that people on 4chan, aka losers, like our stuff. They even mentioned the podcast, one person.
They mentioned this podcast?
The Backrooms, yes. The person would just mention the Backrooms really quick, and was that it? That was it. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see. Now I had to find where our traffic from icebergcharts.com comes from next.
We're getting traffic from that?
Yes.
And I can't find it.
No.
We're posting anything on an Iceberg?
I didn't even know that website existed until I saw it on our analytics. And that's also a high traffic from outside of YouTube.
That it is. But I don't know anything about that, so. Because I've never gone on that website or even thought to go on that website.
Iceberg charts or 4chan?
Both.
Ah, yes.
I only go on 4chan when you force me to get footage. And I go on 4chan and I'm just making this face the whole time. You can't see the face I'm making, but they can.
Honestly, it's not that bad from what I've had to go on there for.
Well, from what I've seen on the paranormal board, it's a bunch of 13-year-olds who think they're super tough.
It is a bunch of losers that
and they just go off and just insult everybody for
it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that don't take their medication.
Yeah. That it is.
Yeah. Maybe they should take their meds.
I've expressed my hatred for 4chan. Just like I've expressed my hatred for YouTube. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, don't we all?
But I mean, I'm on iFunny.
Yeah.
I hate iFunny.
Yeah. I think everyone does.
But I'm on it. But I hate it. But I'm not on 4chan, and I still hate it. Because my experience with 4chan is very negative.
Yeah.
Same with iFunny.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because iFunny really is where we got our start. Because Gabe found that Mario 64 thing.
That's true. I did find it through iFunny.
And I think didn't you send it to me?
Probably.
You sent that to me with those texts where you were like, I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah. Because I just knew that was going to be the next big thing.
Yep.
And technically it still is, because it did start the trend of people making Iceberg chart videos.
Yeah.
So look at us.
In a way it's disappointing, because we made that video and it got up to like 100,000 views.
And then stopped.
But Goose Boost, in our Backrooms with him, which you should watch, when we were talking to him on the show, he actually mentioned the rule of thumb. And it's that, like, we're the small channel and we're making it, but then all of a sudden the big guys come in.
Yeah.
And they make their videos, and all of a sudden we're not getting views anymore.
Yep, that's usually how it goes.
What happened. That's exactly what happened.
But the cool thing that kind of made me still confident in our YouTube career is that even during this month break, we still got 100 subscribers, which is really cool. Without even any content coming out, so I'm sure we're growing at a steady pace.
I'm sure we are.
Anyway,
I haven't checked it much.
Yeah, we're at 11,300.
Yeah, I've been meaning to make update videos, like be like, what are we doing? Why are we taking a month break? And I never did. Because I just didn't have the motivation to. And then I got the Black Plague. I couldn't do it then.
Or you could have done it at like a hospital bed, like an oxygen tube. Just
yeah. If I did it, I probably would have been sitting here like this, like one. And we haven't been making videos because.
I mean, I could have made it.
Yeah, I could have just told you to. I guess.
But you didn't.
But you wouldn't know what to say.
Give me a script.
You'd be like, and Matt is, I don't know what he's doing, and then you just end it there.
He's dead. Anyway, I was gonna mention. What do you do?
Q is ripping up my chair.
Q.
Q's been on camera a lot in this podcast.
Yeah, so was my cat. But then he left.
Yeah, he's now on my chair looking at me.
The second thing I was gonna mention was during this break, like in the last week, I watched the movie Donnie Darko because it was mentioned in the Cult of Saturn episode. And you'd never guess that the only connection between the movie and the cult was that one of the characters had the same name.
What was the name?
As the leader.
What was it?
Frank.
Oh,
Frank.
Frank Grimes.
No, that's the Simpsons character.
Yeah, I know.
But hey, it was a pretty interesting movie.
I watched the extended Hobbit movies when I was with the Black
Even
Plague.
though you claim you hate the Hobbit movies?
I don't like them, but I got the extended ones for my 10th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I gotta watch the extended ones because I've never seen them. And you know what? In a way, they are better than the regular ones because they're more true to the book.
Okay.
Like they add things to it that I thought they got rid of completely.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out they were just in the extended edition.
Okay.
But then I also got the Lord of the Rings extended. And I haven't watched those in like a year and a half. And it feels like I've watched The Hobbit like 3 times in the past year.
You have.
Because I'll be like, okay, I'm going to start watching The Hobbit, and then I'm going to watch Lord of the Rings. And then I always stop. And I forget to watch Lord of the Rings. And I just start over and watch The Hobbit again. So I've watched The Hobbit more than I've watched Lord of the Rings.
I actually watched the first Hobbit movie like a month ago. I was going to watch the trilogy. I just haven't watched the second or third one yet.
I can give you my extended editions.
I have HBO Max, don't worry.
The extended ones aren't on there.
I don't feel like it.
Oh,
I don't feel like watching the whole movie.
The third extended Hobbit is rated R. So it's for the cool kids.
Really?
That's right.
Is there blood and gore?
There's only one scene in particular where they're in this cart and they're going up the mountain. And there's like 5 trolls standing off this ramp, and they go off the ramp and the wheels like hit the trolls' heads, and it's like, and there's like blood spurting out of there.
Oh.
And then there's like a wolf running alongside the cart, and they turn the cart into the wolf, and you can see the wolf just get shredded up to bits.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. Like that's the only reason why it got up to the rating.
Gotcha.
Because of that one scene.
Of some trolls getting mushed.
It was kind of unexpected. I was like, ooh. Like I actually made that. I went, ooh. That was unexpected.
I think my my tolerance for mature content
I don't care about gore and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
Yeah, it's because me and my girlfriend started watching Game of Thrones a couple days ago, and that's some wild stuff.
So yeah, somebody said if you want to watch Game of Thrones but you don't want to watch Game of Thrones, watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended editions, but switch to prawn every 10 minutes.
I'd agree.
Yeah, that's what
pretty much.
Somebody on iFunny said that.
I would agree.
You want to get the experience of Game of Thrones, but you don't want to actually watch it. Watch Lord of the Rings extended, but every 10 minutes switch to prawn.
Yeah, but so far I'm only in season 1, and the story's actually really cool.
Yeah, well, it's also a book, so.
Yeah, I mean,
you can just read the book.
Yeah, I plan on reading the book eventually.
Yeah.
I own the book, actually.
Yeah, our friend Caden wants me to read the books.
Oh,
he said the show is bad, but the books are good.
The show gets bad later on, if I understand.
Yeah.
But I've heard I'm not too sure if I want to start reading them yet, because
Mm-hmm.
the newest book that was supposed to come out like 5 years ago hasn't come out yet.
Oh.
The author was like scheduled for like 2015 or 2016, and he just hasn't published it yet.
Mm-hmm. Right. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I watched the first one, the extended one, on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And those movies get me, man. Like,
Get you in the
I
feels.
shed a tear.
You shed a tear
Those movies are so good. Like,
for
no
Gandalf.
movie grasps me more than Lord of the Rings. Like, I
Yeah.
feel no emotion in The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Thorin dies, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I die, and I'm like, okay. Because I am
Shoot.
Thorin.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, I am Thorin. But when he dies, I'm just like, okay. But
Yeah.
then Boromir dies in the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually shed a tear. And I've seen
I
this movie like twice before. I've only seen it twice.
mm-hmm.
Afraid to admit.
I get the same feeling from the
Came
original trilogy of Star Wars,
Oh, really?
but not for death scenes. It's more like the excitement of it. It
Yeah.
just gets me. Doesn't make me shed a tear, but
But
like
then
I don't.
the scene where Sam gets in the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "I made a
And
promise,
drowns.
Mr. Frodo, and I don't mean to." And I was like,
And then Frodo pushes him off the side and drowns him.
"Yep." And that made me, oh man, it got me so much.
Yeah.
Those movies, and then I watched the part of the second one yesterday. Because on the DVD, I got the remastered ones that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
They had to split them into 2 discs per movie.
Oh.
And so each disc is like 2 hours long. Because they're like 4 hours a piece.
Oh, so it's like you spend a whole half a day to watch this trilogy.
Basically, yeah. And I watched the first disc last night of the second one. It's so good. There's a reason why the third one got like 30 Oscars.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the most like Oscar-winning, award-winning movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get that. Oh, they're so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to watch Lord of the Rings more than I watch The Hobbit.
Yeah, you
but
probably
I feel
should.
like I'm watching The Hobbit more.
You probably should.
So bad.
Like I mentioned, you hate these movies apparently,
And
but you've seen them 3 times
every time I'm
in the
watching
last
them, I'm
year.
just sitting there, and then I'm on my phone half the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is so boring, and it's so unnecessary. All the stuff they put in there, because they tried to make a super short book.
Yeah.
Into 3-hour
It's like,
movies, because the extended
like
ones are 3 hours a piece.
Yeah, it's like a 350-page book, and they split it into like a 8-hour trilogy.
It would be 9 hours if you watch
9-hour
the
trilogy.
ones. If you watch the extended ones, which I did.
So it's like 100 pages a movie.
I endured 9 hours of Hobbit.
Yeah, it's like 100 pages a movie.
But I would much rather endure 12 hours of Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so good.
They are really
and these
good.
Remastered ones. The remastered ones aren't even on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
They're just the regular extended ones. They look so good.
Yeah.
They look so. My TV's only 1080, and these are supposedly 4K. Look really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They look new, and these movies are from like 2003.
Yeah.
And they look like they were just made.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good, like, the remasters are.
Digital remasters, man.
Yeah.
They get there.
Not the Star Wars digital remasters, but
yeah.
I mean, they look good.
But yeah, I get that though, because like the music and the intense like scenes in the Battle of Yavin in the first movie get me so hyped up, no matter how many times I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
And I shed a tear for Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi every time.
I gotta watch the original trilogy again. I rewatched the prequels when I was a senior in high school, but I haven't watched the...
Like I've mentioned, I unironically love The Phantom Menace.
It is good. It's very good.
Like the only issue it has is that it kind of tries to play on 2 audiences, and it kind of falls flat in that department.
Yeah, you've talked about that before on this podcast.
It's for babies and for adults.
Yep.
Baby stuff's too baby, adult stuff is too adult.
Jar Jar.
Just saying, Newt Gunray is the underrated villain of the century.
I will admit, the third movie, when Obi-Wan's like, "You're the chosen one." When I watched that senior year I got a little choked up. I didn't shed a tear like I did for Lord of the Rings, but...
Yeah.
Oh, and then I get chills. Mm-hmm. Like straight chills every time in the second Lord of the Rings movie when Gandalf comes out of the whiteness, you know?
Woods. Yeah, the woods.
And they're like...
He comes out of the Applebee's.
Like, who are you? What's going on? And all of a sudden he steps out there and it's Gandalf. And he's like...
He steps out of the Applebee's.
He's like, I am Gandalf the Grey. Even though he doesn't sound like that. He's not the Grey.
How long do you think Gandalf had to sit in the Applebee's until he could come out as Gandalf the White?
I don't know. I think it said like... Because he said each minute was a lifetime.
Oh?
So he's in that Applebee's. No, it was TGI Fridays. That's what we were talking about in the last Backrooms.
Oh, he was stuck in a TGI Fridays.
When we were playing Fallout 76.
Yeah. The Backrooms of the century.
Then Children of the Night showed up, or Dr. Redacted showed up, and then he was like, yeah, I work at an Apple... Or not, I don't work. I do my podcast from TGI Fridays all the time.
Mm-hmm. And then he said my character was built like a water bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, should we end this podcast soon?
Yeah.
It's almost been 30 whole minutes.
We really haven't talked about anything, really. We've been talking about movies.
Yeah, it's fine.
We already talked about Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Lord of the Rings last season.
It's fine. You know, sometimes...
Because I'm so passionate about these movies.
Yeah.
And I don't call them films because I'm not an idiot.
You're not Bucket.
Yeah, why does Bucket call... He thinks he's like a guy in a fedora who's like, "M'lady, I watch films. I don't watch movies. I watch films."
Yeah, he thinks he's a
big
old movie buff. What?
Bucket is Caden. I'm not going to go into the details of why his nickname is Bucket.
It's just a whole thing. It's a whole ish.
It's a pretty big story.
It's a whole ish.
This guy's bad.
Anyway.
He's bad.
Let's wrap this up now.
Okay. We're going to wrap this up, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week, but no promises, because 44 is big. If episode 45 was next week, for sure we'd be back.
Yeah. But we do plan on trying to go monthly after this season.
Yeah, or this season. Because you guys did answer in a poll. Said you guys wanted that because you want us to keep uploading. You don't want us to take like 5-month breaks. So.
Yeah.
And we're not. And as in the words of Samwise Gamgee, I don't mean to. I don't mean to. And then I shed a tear.
Yeah.
Because it's so powerful. When I get to the third movie, I'm going to be like, oh man. The third movie's even better.
Yeah, I shed a tear every time Jar Jar says, "Ooh, icky, icky, goo."
Yep. Well, I do when he says, "My give up. My give up."
I like that too. When he says
that, I cry.
Yeah, I do too.
Because he gave up.
He did. If Jar Jar gave up, then that means it's over.
Yep.
Because Jar Jar never gives up.
And here's a fun fact. Did you know that scene where they're like coming down the hill? Like the robots? Or the droids?
Yeah.
A lot of that's practical effects. It's not CGI.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It is
that's
cool.
That's a real field. And I think the things were scale models.
Yeah.
So it's not all CGI.
Yeah, a lot of the Phantom Menace isn't CGI.
Right. And then the pod race, I think everybody knows this, that like it's all like the crowd was just colored Q-tips.
Yep.
That's cool.
And action figures.
Cool. Huh?
And action figures.
Yes, that's cool. I like that. That's really cool. But I prefer practical effects over CGI.
Yeah.
And Lord of the Rings has plenty of practical effects. If you've never seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
it looks good.
If you've never seen it, or if you've never seen the extended, I recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never seen it, you don't even have to read the books to watch this series, because that's how well these adaptations are to the books. They are so good.
Does one question though? Does the extended version of Fellowship of the Ring have Tom Bombadil, whatever his name is?
Nope. Luckily, they cut him out.
he was a little bit of pig fat.
He was dumb.
Yeah.
I thought it would, but it doesn't. But it has. They added like a whole scene at the beginning where Bilbo talks about Shire folk. It's like, concerning hobbits. Hobbits are, and then there's like 10 minutes of him just talking about hobbits.
So it's just a Hobbit history lesson.
Yep.
Fun.
Yep. It's actually interesting though, because he talks about all different kinds of hobbits. Yeah. There's no Tom Bombadil because he's
like rock hobbits.
Huh?
Are there rock hobbits?
Are there what?
Rock hobbits.
Yep, like Cole.
Cole's
a rock hobbit.
Like a lava hobbits.
There's a Burra hobbit.
Oh yes.
You'll get that reference if you read The Hobbit.
Oh.
Because
if you read The Hobbit,
because in the Hobbit movie they cut that out. Because the trolls ask Bilbo what he is, and he's like, "I'm a hobbit." Because he was going to say a burglar. He's like, "I'm a hobbit." Yeah. And then he's like, "A Burra hobbit." Yeah. And that's a type of hobbit, a Burra hobbit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I read that, I was actually kind of laughing.
It's been a long time since I read that book.
I read that book freshman year of high school, and I just remember laughing at that. Yeah. I was in study hall, and I was like, because it was kind of funny.
You laughed really loud in the study hall. You screaming.
I was like,
you smacked the person closest to you because you were so jolly.
I just cackled. Like that.
Anyway.
And then, Then
let's wrap this up.
Okay. Like we were going to do a while ago.
Okay,
gotta get ready.
We're glad to be back, though.
Yes, we're back, just as he says. All right.
Yes, as our Lord says.
Lord and Savior Joey Hernandez. If that's actually his last name, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Join us again next time in the Backrooms when we go back into the background information on the Backrooms, blah la 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 la. In the Backrooms, fa la 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 la. In the Backrooms, the end. Have a good day. Go get some hot chocolate and go
read a book.
Some peanuts or something. Go have some apple fritters.
Go read a book. Go touch some grass.
Drink your milk.
Go touch some grass.
Touch grass. Lick some stones.
Go read a book.
Read a book and drink your milk, kids. We'll see you guys maybe next week. No promises.
Hopefully.
But we will be back. We are back, nonetheless. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.